Good day, everyone. Thank you, the conference organizer, giving us the opportunity to present this paper. Our topic is the relationship between COVID-19 anxieties, death anxieties, meaning in life, and psychological distress on Hong Kong young adults. The outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic has influenced all aspects of life of individuals around the world. The number of deaths related to the pandemic is increasing. Overseas studies have found that there is a positive relationship between death anxieties and anxious belief related to the pandemics, such as the estimated likelihood of being infected by the pandemic. People who strongly believe that they will be infected by COVID would have a higher level of death anxiety. The high mortality rate of a disease will trigger a high death anxieties. Hence, those who perceive COVID have a high mortality rate. With high COVID anxieties, they will have a high death anxieties. Moreover, COVID-19 anxieties and psychological distress have a positive relationship. When people have anxiety symptoms on some issues, their cognitive vulnerabilities are common to be found, and such vulnerability will cause psychological distress easily. Previous studies results reveal that meaning in life likely related to death anxieties of middle-aged and older adults. Older adults' moral and material burden may cause them to question the meaning of life after they have experienced death issues and anxieties. When people have a death anxieties, such as the loss of close family members and friends, they need to face moral and material pressures. These pressures make them to question and lose meaning in life. Moreover, meaning in life is likely related to psychological distress. If people lost the hope and interest in their life, they would lose the meaning in life. The role of hope is the key factor leading to loss of the meaning in life after having depression. It is because hopelessness will be created by the symptoms of psychological distress that affect people to think negatively about their meaning in life. Based on results of previous studies, we hypothesize that the high level of COVID-19 anxiety, the high level of psychological distress, the high level of COVID-19 anxieties, the high level of death anxiety, the high level of death anxieties, the lower level of meaning in life, the high level of psychological distress, the lower level of meaning in life. Our research adopted a cross-sectional quantitative design. An online questionnaire was used to collect data. Participants of this studies include 224 young adults aged between 18 and 30 years old, with 45% males and 55% females. The student researcher invited his family members, friends, and classmates through WhatsApp or face-to-face to fill in the questionnaires. 4 scales were employed to measure the variables, including the COVID-19 anxiety scale, the scale of death anxieties, the meaning in life questionnaire, the psychological distress scale. All these 4 scales have a good internal consistencies in terms of combat alpha. Multiple linear regression tests were conducted to examine the relationship between variables. Results of the tests revealed that the COVID-19 anxiety has a likely significant and strong relationship with death anxieties and psychological distress. Moreover, psychological distress has a likely significant and moderate relationship with meaning in life. However, the relationship between death anxieties and meaning in life is not significant. The results fail to support death anxieties has a relationship with meaning in life. It is because in this research, most of the respondents had a tertiary education level, and many of them study human surveys as their majors. Previous studies has revealed that students who study human surveys as their major and have received deaf education would have a lower level of deaf anxieties. Moreover, young people in this age may not experience the deaf anxieties or deaf-related issues and tend to focus on the study and peer relationship. Hence, the level of deaf anxieties of our participants in this research is low in general. Therefore, the relationship between deaf anxieties and meaning in life is not obvious. Based on the result, we have made the following recommendations. NGOs and schools can offer some educational programs about how to cope with stress from the COVID-19 pandemic. Moreover, the government can cooperate with the media and social medias to produce a series of advertisements to remind or educate public the relaxation method to deal with cognitive vulnerabilities. All this can enhance the confidence of people to reduce their COVID-19 anxieties and psychological distress. The pandemic anxiety is indirectly related with meaning in life. A social worker aware the survey's users who have a high level of COVID-19 anxieties. They can provide a counseling sessions for these users to reduce likely impact from psychological distress. Also, workers can recommend or educate users how to control their media exposure appropriately. It can reduce the level of death anxieties and COVID-19 anxieties caused by excessive exposure to negative information about the pandemic. Our studies has a few limitations. Respondents of research were not selected randomly. As a result, the sampling may not represent the opinions from all young adults aged between 18 and 30 years old in Hong Kong. And this result may lack of generalization. Moreover, data were collected during the period of controversial social issue happening in Hong Kong, which created a huge effect on the emotional status of Hong Kong people. Therefore, the reported psychological state of respondents in the questionnaire may be affected by their emotional instability at that period. Therefore, the reliability of the data may be influenced. Despite of these limitations, our study helped to clarify the relationship between COVID-19 anxiety and meaning in life. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.